Duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. Small multifamilies on the east side of Portland. Here in the middle of the year, June 2026, what is happening with that market right now? What is going on? What does it look like? In this video, we are going to take a look at my most recent market report so you can know exactly what's happening in that market. So I have done something a little bit different than I've done in recent videos. I have decided to create a little bit bigger time perspective in my three columns here. I always have three columns in my report, but oftentimes it's this month, last month, and the month before. But in this case, I wanted to look back a little bit further. So we have the middle of June here, June 20th in 2026, but then we're also going to have a look at about 10 months ago in August of last year, and then about what is that, 15 months ago or so in March of the year of the year 2025 as well. So we're going to look back a little bit over a year, about 15 months or so total, and have a little bit broader perspective on some of the changes in the trajectory of the market overall. Now, this report is just for Northeast, Southeast, and North Portland. I find that those three areas of town have similar dynamics. And then separately, I do a report, and I'll give you a separate video for that if you're interested in the northwest of Portland, the southwest of Portland, and then South Portland as well. So in this video, we're going to talk about the east side and North Portland. How many properties are actually even on the market right now? There's 152. That is up a hair from last time, well, last column here, I should say, 10 months ago or so, 133, and up a hair before that from about 15 months ago in March of last year of 120. We've had in the last 30 days 40 new listings, which is up, you know what, that's about 33% or so more than it was when we did this report last August, and similar to what it was before. So maybe up a hair, but not tremendously. We can look at our average price and our average number of units and our average size, but really those numbers filter down into seeing price per unit and price per square foot. Those things get contextualized into these numbers. So let's have a look at our price per unit. Right now on the market is almost $310,000. When we did this report before, it was about 282, 283, and then 295. So that is up a bit, maybe not tremendously so, but it is up a bit, as is the price per square foot being asked right now of $290 a square foot. Whereas 10 months ago, that number was 272, and before it was 292. So in some ways, this number and this number, these numbers are mapping over maybe a little bit closer to each other. Days on market right now, we have 129. So that is kind of a long time. I mean, that's a very relative comment, of course. It's right about the same as it was in the previous report of August, and higher than it was in March. So right now, the properties on the market have been sitting there for what is that? For about 4 months or so. Currently, we have pending properties, 30 of them, and those average days on market are 74. So right off the bat, you see 74 is less than 129. So what does that mean? It means the properties that are going pending are doing so faster, probably because their pricing is better. Now, our average prices are relative to, the size of each property, but if we want to just look at these data points individually, if we have an average price right now of 867, the average price of the ones going pending is 653, 654, right in that range. So the ones that are priced better are going pending. And maybe that's not a surprising conclusion, but that is what we are seeing here. I'm going to skip over expired withdrawn for a second. We'll come back to that. How many duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes have closed in the last 90 days here on the east side and North Portland? The answer is 44 of them have done so at an average price of 645 and about 2.5 units, 24.25. But let's have a look here again at the average price per unit and the average price per square foot and how much time it's taking. And let's have a little look at these. The average price per unit that's working, so, right? We can look at closed listings and say this is what's working. Anybody can list a property anytime for any price, but this is what is working. 44 data points say what's working is an average price per unit of $263,000. So what do we have on the market right now? Average price per unit of 310,000 almost compared to 263. That's a pretty big gap between what's working and what's not working. Price per square foot of what's working is $267 a foot compared to 290 up here. So these properties down here that are closing are priced better or eventually close at a better price, I should say. And days on market is 117. And so these ones closed, got to the pending point and closed at 117 days, having been on the market. And these up here are at 129 days on the market. So the ones that are closing got done faster because they were priced more reasonably. Let's compare a couple of these data points back to the last times we looked at this report. Average price per unit. Now we have 263, 264 right in there. Before it was 272 and then 261. So those numbers are pretty consistent overall, as are the prices per square foot. A little variance there, of course, is always the case, but um, not too much. $250 before and 261 compared to 267 now. And the days on market it took to get those properties closed was less in the past, actually kind of significantly less, just two digits instead of 117. Now, as a final note, I always like to look at the expired and canceled listings in the last 90 days just to see how many properties have come on the market and gone off the market, but not off the market because they sold, just off the market because they were taken off the market. The listing was canceled, the listing was withdrawn, listing agreement expired, and then a broker just didn't get it done in enough time because anybody can list a property anytime for any price, but sometimes sellers list properties as kind of like a fishing expedition. They want to see if they can get a buyer at their price. And no, that's not a discouraging statement or anything. I've done that even myself recently with a couple of my own properties, just to sort of see what would happen. So in the last 90 days, we've had 54 properties come off the market without having sold. That's pretty consistent. I mean, 64 last time and 57 before that. So a little bit of normal range of variance there, but not tremendously. So we've had those 54 properties come off. We've had 44 of them close and 30 currently pending. That's what's happening on the east side of Portland with duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, which is my sole area of expertise. And if you would like to talk to me about your property, either one you have and would like to sell or one you don't have and would like to buy, I am your guy. If you like the idea of inch wide, mile deep expertise in 2, 3, and 4 units specifically. I find these properties to be unique. So I am not here to talk to people about any property that they want, houses, commercial properties. I'm just 2, 3, and 4 unit properties. If you like the idea of having an extreme specialist like that, you should give me a call, 503-869-7303, or send me an email. Check out the website, jeff@oregonplex.com. I hope you have a great rest of the month. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, take care. I hope to hear from you.